Hey everyone, it's Manny here. So today I want to show you the gear I'll be using this year for our kayak camping adventures, and hopefully some new gear that I'll be getting this year to try out and show y'all guys. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. And if at the end of the video you really like this video, give us a thumbs up. So this year we're taking on new and different types of adventures to bring you guys more content here to the YouTube channel, such as gear, of course kayaking, camping, RVing, biking, hiking, you name it, anything to get us outdoors, we're happy to do it. So hopefully sometime in the near future, maybe some of you could join us. We'd love to have you out. We invite everybody we see, anybody who ever wants to come out. Or if you're too far away, maybe you just stay tuned to us on the YouTube channel. We have also started an Instagram and a Facebook page for OffGrid Adventures. So if you'd like to get some inside information as to what we're doing this year and what we're planning and what we're working on, some of the trips and how we plan them out, and some of the things that we do on our off times, you can follow us at OffGrid Adventures on Facebook or on Instagram at OffGrid Adventures _1. Links in the description for the social media pages are in the description below. So I've been getting a lot of questions about what kind of gear we use when we go out kayaking camping. I know some of the videos show some of the gear that we've used, but sometimes it's not so detailed in a sense where people want to see exactly what gear we're using, what gear I'm using when we go out kayaking camping. So well guys, let's start with the kayak. I'm rocking a Vibe Seaghost 110 in the orange color. I've done some modifications. Vibe kayaks is a really good kayak. They're very inexpensive compared to some of your bigger name kayaks. There are some flaws, there are some likes that I have, and there are some dislikes that I have about the Vibe brand. They did come out with some really good kayaks here recently. So let's get into it. So here is my Vibe 110. Well, first off by saying that you should always have a kayak leash. So when you get out on the water and you're walking around, you have something to tie on or hold on to instead of having to carry the actual kayak by its handle. On my kayak, since we do the majority of our trips go downriver, I have installed these rod tip protectors. They kind of mimic, very similar to the Jackson kayaks rod tip protectors, kind of where I got the idea, but save the money. And this is actually Kydex. It's kind of the stuff they use to make gun holsters. It's very simple and inexpensive. You can buy them on Amazon. The Kydex, if you would like, I will leave a link in the description for these Kydex, and just use a simple heat gun and either a wooden dowel or some PVC to form mold these, and then I use stainless steel screws to screw down kind of where it protects my rod as we're going down river. So one of the things that I do not like about Vibe or the Vibe kayak is this hatch. It is a good hatch. Vibes do tend to get a little bit of water inside them, which is very normal for most kayaks. A little bit more water than I'd like inside this one after we go down trips. It is a weird shape angle. I know back when I first started kayaking, this was the hatch to have. But now, you know, you look at these new different kayaks, they have these more rectangular, more room to actually get stuff in, bigger dry backs to sit inside their actual kayak. So next, I know these generally come with pad eyes. I generally hook my electronic box in here where I keep my camera. I usually hook it to that, which I'll show you here in a second. I know a lot of people usually buy the upgraded hatch. I found it very inexpensive just to buy some galvanized latch hinges and just screw them down. Very easy to open. Keep my drink there in the cooler. In the little spot. Usually just keep some water and stuff in there, and then just flip it back down and then put it back together. One thing I have not done that I really would like to, if I end up sticking with my Vibe and not getting a different kayak, is this seat risers. I'm generally a bigger guy. It's hard for me to stand from that elevated position. Need a little bit more height for myself. You have the anchor trolley system. This one's a DIY anchor trolley. Of course, it does have two rod holders. Generally, when you're going down river, they're okay when you get in the open area. Once you get into the real slim sections where you have lower lying limbs, they can steal your rod from you. I generally do not use the rudder when I'm out on the water, down on river. It does come with it. I have just secured gear for now. I've had it caught a couple times and thought that this section might break, so I decided to opt not to use it. Generally, if I'm out on the lake, such as out here, I probably should. It'd be a lot easier paddling for me. I don't have too many dislikes with the Vibe Seaghost. Turn this around. Well, two kayaks I'm actually interested in, and I'm interested to hear your comments on which one y'all think I should get. Majority of what we do is downriver. Most of the time can get pretty shallow, but I'm on the fence between a Hobie Outback, the 2020 model with the kick-up fins, just for that purpose, or a Vibe Shearwater. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's something I should consider, or what your thoughts are about specifically those kayaks. So the paddle I use is the Magellan paddles. These I bought from Academy for about $100. It's the Abyss model. They're fiberglass style type paddle. They are a really great paddle. I really do enjoy them. You can tell on some of these that my paddle's already kind of wearing out to an extent. I keep an extra cheap spare paddle inside my kayak for those, just in case that ever breaks, that I have that backup. Next, for my PFD, I generally use my NRS Chinook. It's a little bit older model. They have some better ones now, but that one generally works pretty good. I keep a Gerber river knife on here, just for those just in case moments you get caught or something. The one-sided knife that's bladed, the other side's a little bit dull, so if you ever need to get in somewhere and cut something loose, you can use it. I keep a pair of scissors on me for fishing and cut lines and stuff like that. I usually keep my cell phone in here within a waterproof case, generally where I keep it. Don't really keep too much in here, maybe extra soft plastics or something. Kind of jump into some of my fishing gear. I have this mustard soft plastics bag that I generally carry with me. Usually carry it under my seat when I can, depending on where we're going and how much during the time of the year is depending on how much fishing stuff I'll take. So spring and summer months are coming up, so I'll be using more fishing gear this year. This I usually keep my pistol in along with my wallet and my bag. It's just a Tupperware container, but it works really well for a dry box for my gun. Two Plano. I can never say this name for this thing. It's a Flamboy or Flambeau. If I said it wrong, let me know in the comments. But I usually keep my Plano watertight boxes with my lures and stuff in it. Generally keep, this is an actual Vibe measuring board. I actually have an ACK one. This one's a little bit older. I thought I lost it, so I bought an ACK and then I ended up finding it. So kind of stick true with the Vibe and my Vibe kayak and my Vibe measuring board. I have your standard cheap Frabil, probably screwing that name up as well too. Landing net. Generally don't use it because I don't really catch too big a fish, so we'll just keep that there. So diving into some of my electronics, I have a Ravpower. I cannot remember the number that's associated with this Ravpower, but yeah, I can't remember the number. I have my black diamond headlamp that I generally use. This is a TELESIN extra batteries and charger for my actual DJI Osmo, which I'm currently filming on. This is a Bushnell little camping light that I generally use. This I can't remember, but the links are in the, most of the stuff that I have here are links are in the description below. for the stuff I bought. This is a camping light that I use to film with when I'm actually out there. Works really good. Of course, my GoPro chesty, which I generally film on. This is a cheap hat that I have from Walmart that I have an action hat mount to it. Works really good. It does float fairly well. I tried it the other day. Scared the crap out of me. I thought I was gonna lose my DJI Osmo. And this small dry bag that I have over here is kind of like my mini medical kit. I bought a good one before. It didn't really work so well. A lot of the stuff got wet, like it was supposed to keep dry. So I kind of saved what I could, and now I kind of just have downsized it a little bit to kind of fit what I need. Generally, we usually have 4 to 6 people. This should be plenty. A pair of shears just in case. Just one of those in case things. This is the clear Gorilla Tape. This works really good. This has saved my butt more than once trying to repair my kayak because I lost my actual drain plug and taped over it, and it worked just fine. For the most part, I keep all my electronics in here, with the exception of a few things in my Pelican case here. Some extra cords and a couple extra pieces for the GoPro mounts. But most of my electronics fit in here, and I've never had this thing fail on me. This thing is amazing. Over here is a new thing that I got this a couple months ago. It's an actual DJI Mini drone, which would be pretty cool to see some views and stuff that I've never been able to get, of course, out on the river when we're kayaking. So this would be a great addition to the channel. This case is a Lekufee case that's specifically made for the DJI Mini 2, which fits perfect. I love it. Fits everything real compact and small, especially when you're trying to save space on a kayak. So we use many types of dry bags. This is generally the one I like to use is for majority of my camp side stuff that I have, like my tent, my sleeping bag. I usually double dry bag my sleeping bag just for that, just in case, because most of the times when we go camping it's generally pretty cold. And we haven't done a lot of summer camping, but we will this year, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we do have a Walmart Intex, I believe it's called, Intex quick fill battery powered air pump that we use to air up our mattresses. You know, being in a kayak, you can afford to carry a little bit more, so that's something we generally tried to carry. Over here is my Sea Summit dry compression sack that just has my 50-degree Ozark Trail sleeping bag in it. Generally used for more of the warmer type months that when we go kayaking camping. So another sleeping mat that I didn't have initially out here for everybody to see, especially in colder weather, is my Nemo Forte. Yeah, I'm a big Nemo fan. Nemo, if you're listening, I'll be willing to sponsor. Is my Nemo Forte in the, I believe it's the 2019 model that I have. Goes down to 20 degrees. Generally use that in the colder type months. Over here I have my Nemo Galaxy 2-person tent. Stakes and tent poles are there. Underneath that is actually just a compression sack that I put that inside of it, because as you can tell it's fairly large and it's still got to fit in there. So one of the things I'm considering doing this year for summer is getting into hammock camping. Never done it before. I'd really like to try it, give it a try. I'm a bigger guy, so you know, we'll see how that plays out. If any of you guys have suggestions for me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn about a little bit more camping. If you're a bigger guy and you hammock camp, let me know. Open to all suggestions. So right here I have another Sea Summit bag. It's not a compression sack like the other one, but it's just your average dry bag. Really good dry bag. I generally keep my clothes in there. What I currently have in here is for a little bit colder seasons. Some thermal top bottom and a jacket, a beanie. Some mud gear socks that I'd use that are really awesome for being out on the river. Doesn't allow all the little bitty rocks that you're walking through. Right here I also have my Sea Summit pillow that I use. It's actually air compressed, air, and it rolls up really tiny, saves a lot of space. It's awesome. I used to use quite often the smaller air mattresses, which were great. They were great, but I'm a little bit bigger guy. I really need something more comfortable and wide, and I'd like to sleep comfortable when I'm out on the river, even though we're not so much glamour camping. But this is just your average twin mattress from Walmart, and it's an Intex as well. It's a really good, it's lasted me. So right here I have my Treckology chair. I can never say the name for it, and I'm not going to screw it up because I'm probably going to say it completely wrong. But this is a great camping chair. It is awesome. I did get the under mat. It's like a beach mat that helps. Generally these chairs kind of want to dig into the ground, so it's a really good chair to use. It's been great. Had it for a little over a year now, and it's worked perfect. So lastly, that's a dry bag that I have. It's an Ocean Pack. Same brand as the Ocean Pack over there that I have for my medical kit. Bought those off Amazon. Kind of what I use for my cook kit. Right here I have my Striker. This is actually a knockoff of like a Jet Boil. I wouldn't say it's so much a knockoff. It's probably does just as good, if not the same, as a Jet Boil. Works really well for heating up water when we need it. I do have a pan here that I usually sometimes cook on in the morning. It's a non-stick pan. It's made by GSI. It's a really good pan. I like that it folds up and it's compact. It's a 8-inch pan, and it does fit on top of the actual gas burner that goes to this, so I can use this and the burner for this actual pan to cook on. It's kind of my collapsible little plate that I use every so often. Sometimes I don't even use it. I just eat straight out of the pan, or depending on really what we're making. Something that I always have to have, and we always have to have while we're out there, is coffee. So this is my GSI backpacker's mug that I bought from REI a while back, and this thing is amazing. It's awesome. It also has a companion here. It's actually the coffee filter. When you actually put it all together, it's pretty neat that you can filter coffee through this, and it'll filter, and it fits all inside here, compact and small. So some of the other little shenanigans that I have here, generally that go along inside my actual dry bag. Of course, some hand sanitizer. I have a little bottle of Dawn dish soap, a mini Bic lighter, a simple knife just to use to cut if we're cooking something. This isn't actually a pot stand stabilizer for that pot. A lot of that fits inside of the Striker there. For our fires that we have, I usually buy this fire start from Walmart. It's fairly inexpensive, and they light really well. This is also a GSI spice holder, which is pretty neat. Actually came in a kit that I bought. I will link the kit inside the description for everybody to see, but yeah, this came with it, along with this little scooper that we used for this last time for the chili and stuff we had. So the last thing that I really like to use, and I've used it just about on every camping trip and happened to just stumble upon it, is this Gerber Eats. It's a really compact tool. Adrian did talk about it when we were opening up a can of chili. Well, this little thing is actually like a peeler to peel like vegetables or something like that, and then also has a can opener and a bottle opener, which is pretty neat. This is a self-contained little spatula with a little scrubber to clean off like plates or pots and stuff. Also has like a serrated edge if you needed to cut something. And then of course a spoon and fork. But what really sold me on this little tool for when we go out kayaking and camping and we're cooking out there is I'm gonna have to use two hands to put this together. Is that when you put these two pieces together, it actually makes little tongs to use out there on the. So it's a multifunctional tool that I really enjoy, and it was worth the $20 I paid for this little set. Well, guys, that's it for my 2021 setup. If you liked any of the gear that you saw here and you'd like to know more about it, I have a full gear list that I can send you. I will list most of it in the description with a link inside the description to the gear that all the gear that I've used. Guys, the links in the description are associated links from Amazon, which means I make a small commission if you to purchase any of these items after clicking my link from the description. I make a very small commission on it. It's at no cost to you. I just get something very small for, you know, directing you to Amazon to purchase some of these items that I have. Some of the items they are discontinued now. You can no longer buy, such as my Nemo tent. I will put a similar link to a tent that's similar to it. I don't know why Nemo decided they wanted to get rid of the Galaxy tent. It's a really great tent. I really still enjoy it. I may be looking to upgrade into a one-person tent. Not so sure yet. I do like the space that the Nemo has inside of it because it's a two-person tent. So not so sure if that's something I'm going to do right now. If you have any comments or suggestions about gear I've used and you want to recommend me some gear, let me know in the comments. I'm open to new gear. I'm a gear guru or gear buff, whatever you want to call it. I really do enjoy trying new gear. Well, yeah, so let's get ready for spring and summer, and let's get out there and enjoy it. Like I said, guys, that's all I have for today. That's all I have for my kayaking gear. Hope you have a good rest of your day. As always, remember, adventure is anywhere.
What does that even mean? The recording.